Hello, everyone, and welcome to the conclusion of today's episode of Roll20 Presents The Burning Wheel. So, Alessandro, you just got slapped in the face.
Yeah.
And Brother Miro, you just got elbowed out of the way by a very frustrated-looking young man who storms off into the estate of House Corvidae. And now the two of you are awkwardly alone in a dining hall. The remnants of a meal still sitting plated on the table. And yeah. Après-vous.
I think Alessandra would like slump down into a chair and kind of like put her head in her hand a little bit and touch the tender part of her cheek and just like eyes wide, like this is reminiscent of things I don't want to think about.
And your ears are still super ringing and like your face is hot. You can already start to feel like the side of your face getting like kind of puffy.
Great. Awesome. Wonderful.
It might be a black eye, actually.
Fantastic.
Yeah, he hit you pretty hard.
Yep.
Yeah. So you sit down. Miro, what are you doing?
I like make a move over towards her and I say, are you all right, my lady? Is that...
We've never met before, right? I don't know who you are. I don't know why you're here.
Miro has a rep, and so do you, right? Or you have an affiliation.
I have an affiliation.
You two have seen each other at court.
Yeah.
At the
Okay.
very
Oh my
least,
god!
I know.
The last time you saw Miro, he was being dragged, like spitting
didn't
and
see that.
shouting.
I wasn't there.
No.
Oh, that's right. You were in the other room with Joy. Okay, so you maybe recognize him from court, but you recognize lots of people.
Yeah. So he's like, "Are you all right?" And I like don't even look at him and I don't say anything. I just like have my hand on my cheek still and I'm just kind of like, she's not ignoring him. It's more like, that's obvious. Come on. She's just like she just got slapped really hard in the face.
Yeah. I apologize. I believe my presence might have made things turn out differently. And for that,
I'm sorry. I know his name, right? Would I know his name? No.
no.
So I do like and then like she gestures like, who?
Oh, I'm Brother Miro.
Yes, Brother Miro. I think that I have heard of you. I've definitely seen you at court. Why exactly are you here?
I was bade to come give you counsel, speak to you, perhaps show you some comfort in this difficult time, as is a priest's duty, you understand.
Of course. Bade by whom, if I may ask?
You may, of course. Your uncle seemed worried, and I guess he's your brother-in-law, Lord Reza, spoke to me briefly. It seems the conversation, as I say, has already been had.
Yes. My uncle, Father Robillard, he asked you to advise me. I can certainly suppose why that is.
Well, that makes this a little easier for me then. I find it difficult to broach these sorts of topics with people I've not met before, people who are not of my flock, so to speak. So I am very happy to try if that is what is required of me.
And she's just like, she's sitting there and like staring at the table and like she's got her hands like not on her face anymore. Like, and she just like looks like she's staring at the table and she looks up at you and she's just like, did both Father Garrulus and Reza want me to marry him. She's just setting it out there. Like, that's what this is, right?
Oh, I could not tell you. It is since passed out of tradition that you would be expected to marry your husband's brother. Though if that was something that you wished, I would be happy to make that so.
Were that something that I wished, it is no longer. She makes it like, he just hit me, so I don't want to marry him anymore. When in fact, like, she was like, I don't want to marry you, and so he hit her.
I understand.
Extended.
I understand.
Right, I like that. It's a good twist.
Mm-hmm.
As you know, winter has come early, and period of mourning for the late lord has come to an end, though sometimes these things take a little more time.
I find myself at a loss, brother. Here, I had supposed I had all of the skills and what, not supplies, but tools I needed to move forward, but I find myself now without a path. Perhaps your advice would be valuable after all.
Oh, well, it is said in our part of the world that mayhap as the woodsman walks through the trees, it can be difficult to know the path without the shining sun to create gaps in the branches. What I'm trying to say, my lady, is have you considered praying?
Praying to a dead god.
Now, I understand it can be very trying and very difficult. But there is still much worth in upholding his teachings, of course.
Of
They've shown us the way in the past.
Something horrible just occurred to me that I don't want to say out loud. Keep playing.
So she already had like the teachings conversation before, but she kind of like her eyes drift to the window, and she says, "Do you think, Brother Miro, that this winter is a sign of God's passing, or could there be other things at work in the courts, in our..." And she looks up like she just thought of something, like this barren winter, reflecting perhaps things other than the death of God. Huh.
Oh, I've been looking into this unnatural winter myself, my lady, though to ascribe meanings would be most presumptuous at this point.
Oh, far outside my purview, of course.
Please, it is not wrong to speculate. Would you mind sitting with me a moment? We can perhaps talk of this aimlessness. I understand it, especially in these times. And hopefully I have some things that can be of small comfort to you.
A path. A suggestion, advice. All things would be welcome, of course.
Yeah. So I think as she's doing that and she's not looking directly at him, and like maybe her eyes go down for a second, like the camera kind of sees him like kind of smirk slightly. And yeah, I'm gonna fucking hypnotize you. I'm gonna hypnotize.
Yeah. As soon as I realized, I'm like, oh, you're alone, and there's time and quiet.
Because I think I know what's gonna be best. I know who's gonna have
Of course
the best.
you know what's going to be best.
Dead brain or
of course.
shit.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah.
So what is
Right.
this?
Is that a violation, Glove Miro? All right. So Brother Miro needs to make a test
Yeah.
against a faith test against your will.
Does it matter that I don't believe in his dead
Nope.
god?
No, if you did, it would be easier for me. But
Because God is dead. Yeah.
yeah, I just need to look up. Is it just a straight versus test?
I gotta check. I don't think it's a versus test. I think it's the obstacle. It's like a persuade or whatever.
Oh, okay.
Let's look. Here we go. Okay, religion. Powered by the dead gods. Here we go.
What page is it? Just so I can read with you.
Let me double check. Oh, okay, hold on. So before you do this, faith in dead gods affects the character himself and other believers. They must have an appropriate belief that states they adhere to the doctrine that the faithful preaches. So this could be anyone that has a belief about God. So it actually won't work on Alessandra.
Ooh,
Yeah.
I don't believe in God.
interesting.
So
Yeah.
You're just some guy.
yeah, you're just some guy who follows.
Oh,
a
hold on.
weird teaching.
Hypnotism may be used on non-believers.
Okay,
There
then
you
you're
go.
some guy that can manipulate my brain.
Yes.
Maybe.
So the obstacle is the victim's will. It's a faith in dead gods test. If successful, the victim hesitates for 2 actions and will obey one simple direct command from the faithful. So it matters not what you believe in the dead god, for God believes in you. So so you're gonna make that test. What's your will? Alessandra?
6.
Okay, and what's your faith, Miro?
I'm just looking for it now. It's in a different place, isn't it? Because it's
It's an emotional attribute. Your faith is 4.
Oh yeah, it's up there.
Okay, now let me.
Cool.
We haven't had a faith roll yet, so let me check.
Yeah, I need to see what stuff I can fork into it.
I don't know that you can fork, but I
I
will
don't
check.
think it has any forks.
Yeah, I'll check if there's any other stuff that goes into it because we haven't used
It's
it
like
yet.
sorcery. Or actually, it's more like rolling grief or hatred.
It's rolling grief or hatred. It's exactly the same. Yeah. Let me see here. All right, so it's a magical test, so it's automatically open-ended, which means if you fail, you can re-roll a die that fails.
Yep.
And normally you would have to say the thing that you're praying for, but this is a specific aspect of faith.
Yep.
And let me see. Here we go. Okay, so faith. Faith advances via successful tests and practice, so not failure.
You are one of the worst people in the entire kingdom to try
Yeah,
this on.
totally. This filthy heretic.
Well, I mean, all I've seen of her is the kind of like head down, kind of dejected looking. I don't know that she's like.
I'm playing you.
Yeah, pretty much.
I think it's reasonable to assume that you won't know that this is happening, right? Like even if Miro fails, he'll just have stared at you in a weird way.
Yeah.
He's just being creepy.
Yeah.
Because you don't have the equipment to know that you're being manipulated.
I mean, I have the equipment to know that I'm being manipulated, but not in this specific way.
But he's not even manipulating you. He's just like looks you
I
in
know.
the eyes for a moment or two. Once it gets to the other stuff, then yes. Okay, I'm in the sorcery section. Faith. Here we go. Okay. You may pray for divine intervention, state the outcome, state the task, mystery of the divine. There's all the obs for faith. I'm just looking for the actual roll.
Yeah.
I think you just roll. I think it is just what it is.
Okay.
How you can use faith in a duel of wits. You can pray for God to smite your enemy.
Yep. Okay. One pass, one time. Ah.
Okay, so you got 1-6.
Yep, I'm gonna.
It's open ended, so that re-rolls, right?
Oh, it's not.
Yeah, for some reason. Oh, because it doesn't know that it's faith because you had to type it in. So just
Right,
remember to
right.
you re-roll it automatically, and you get to re-roll another die.
And yeah, Dave, just on your sheet, you can click the box to make it open-ended.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have now.
Yeah, for all future rolls, it will be.
Okay, it's 3, and let's spend a faith point on it just because I want to spend fate points on it.
Yep.
So we'll re-roll a traitor. What? Okay. 3 successes against ob 6. It does not succeed.
All right.
So I didn't even mark the test.
So mark, yeah, you don't get to mark the test because faith only works when it succeeds, which is kind of funny.
Okay.
And when you fail, let's see if there's anything specific guiding me here. Oh, that's cool. You can get the only place you can get extra dice for are by getting other faithful characters to help you. So that's pretty cool. Okay.
Well, bad things happen to me.
Right, here we go. So some options. Empower thine enemies. Oh shit. No, this is great. I love these. The GM grants persona points equal to the faith test of margin failure to a character of his choosing. It can be a PC or an NPC. So I just get to throw around persona points. Someone who's an enemy of yours. I can tax your allies. So immediate tax test caused to your allies. I can stun you with an awful revelation. I can turn a relationship or named circle from favorable to hateful or rivalrous.
Wow.
You can be cursed with a 3-die infamous reputation. Or I can impose isolation upon you, which means you can't call upon the powers of your god. But God's dead. God doesn't care.
I would definitely be stunned by the revelation that she has no faith at all.
But,
She's
well, and Alessandra's particularly, like, we've talked before where you just don't give a fuck about God either way.
Yeah.
No, but like you failed at hypnotizing people before, and that didn't immediately be
No, he
like they're
hasn't.
not faithful.
No, he
I thought you
hasn't.
tried to
No.
hypnotize Uncle Oswald or whatever.
Yeah, I've angled for it a few times, but I've not met all the conditions.
Oh, okay.
I've not been able to try it before.
Because you were still able to do it regardless of whether I believed or not. So I don't know if this would give you that information unless it was something that came from a different source, right?
I don't know. I don't think necessarily it like fits those kinds of.
Okay, I'm going to get you to make a steel test. I get to choose what
Okay.
the revelation is. So
that's
you make a steel test.
Okay. What's the ob?
There is no ob on steel tests. It's your put the ob as your hesitation because every success you get reduces how long you hesitate.
Okay, right. Base obstacle 4.
Oh Jesus. Okay.
Oh, I'm wounded as well. I forgot.
Yep.
Whoa. That
Do you
math.
want to spend a fate point to roll that 6 on that test? 'Cause
Yeah,
even an additional
It
success.
was open ended. It would have already rerolled.
Oh yeah, you get to roll a failure, right?
yeah, if I can spend fate point on it,
Yep.
why not? Because I had 10 to use today, so.
Cool. But that one's
Okay.
not open ended, unfortunately. So instead of what's your hesitation? 5?
4.
4.
Right, it's 4. Okay, so you hesitate for two actions, two beats. So what does that look like, Miro? You like look into Alessandra's eyes, searching for something to hold on to
yeah, and
funnel
it's-
God into her.
The thing is, like the fact that he smirked before he did it is, I think, as unconscious to him as it is to her. He believes that what he's doing right now is like transferring some of the like belief and the foundation and the like reassurance that he has in God to them.
Mhm.
He thinks it's a good thing. He thinks everything he's doing is a good thing.
Of course.
So he's kind of like smiling and looking, and it's like starting to hurt his head a little. And he's like, "This isn't." But he's trying to grin and bear through it. But like he has to like grimace
So
and kind of.
here's the terrible vision, right? So we see Miro kind of staring, and then there's that like grimace, the like gritted teeth. You look into Alessandra's eyes. What color are your eyes, Alessandra?
Blue.
Okay.
Like sapphire of the colors of the house. you know?
Sure. So we see a close up of your eyes, and then we hear the cawing of a crow or a raven somewhere in the distance and distorted, and we kind of the camera kind of falls into the dark parts of your eyes, and we see the city, and there's snow laid about, but the snow is stained in places with obvious like blood. There are barbarians like in the streets. We see these kind of wolf-like warriors, and obviously all of this is exaggerated for the sake of the vision. But we see these like barbarian warriors with like hunched backs and these like loping grunts. We see one of them like grab a peasant and stab them in the back with a spear and like throw them aside. And we can see that the city has been basically like invaded by these barbarians. There's smoke pouring from the buildings, and we follow the camera through these scenes of carnage to the cathedral, and the big stony, like the front exterior we saw of the cathedral before with all the frozen bodies around it. Crucified to the church is the angel that you saw. So it's like body is all like frail and thin and like hanging with its veil in front of it. And it's been cut open, and there's this cascade of like frozen innards just kind of like hanging down to the ground. And there's a bunch of like naked like witches dancing around it, around its body.
So like I'm there in this vision, obviously. Right?
Obviously, yeah.
I'm the one like gutting the dead angel or something.
Yeah, we see Agatha like eating its innards, like crouched down, like just like chewing on these kind of frozen like guts, and we see Reza stride up beside Agatha and like pull her up and like kiss her on the mouth, so he gets like blood and viscera all over his face. And he's dressed like a barbarian too. He has like the cloak and he has all these like tattoos and stuff and like long hair. And in his arm, he's carrying a dead baby. He's just got it in his arms. Not baby, I guess he's like 5. There's just this dead kid in his arms, and he like kisses Agatha on the mouth, and then like sneers and kind of like looks out over the city, and we pull back from it. We can see that the whole city has just been like overrun by heretics and heathens, and they've killed this angel. And that's what causes Miro to just be like dead stare at you, Alessandra. So Alessandra, what do you do when Miro kind of goes into this like you hear him like his voice rattles a little and he just cuts off?
I probably call for a doctor.
You don't have a doctor.
Call for a servant.
Servant? Like somebody?
It's like we were talking. We were having a conversation, and then I look at you.
So what? I guess, Miro, you have to pick a response. Do you stand and drool? Do you flee? Do you have a seizure? Do you like fall on the ground? Like what? What of this? What of the?
Oh yeah, the steel test. Right,
this is you failing the steel test a little bit, anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, I think he like falls to the ground. And yeah, that helps like cooling the servant thing, because this like before he's just staring, and then he's just kind of like collapses over and
so maybe that's having seen Agatha and Reza in the vision and all of that, and then we come over and we see Miro on the ground like kind of spasming and speaking in tongues. And then a bunch of servants come with water, and we do this thing where it's shot from above, and it starts off kind of close in, and we slowly pull up towards the ceiling, and we see the table and Alessandra. And Alessandra, what are you doing? Are you standing back? Do you look concerned at all, or are you just kind of like?
I mean, I would look concerned. I like probably like got like, because he fell, and we were like on opposite sides of a table or something of that like kind. So I would have like got up and like moved over, but then I would have probably gone to the door, opened it, had a servant come in, and then I'm probably like standing back letting them do, I don't know, fucking whatever you do with someone that falls on the ground in front of you. Like, so I'm just like, and I feel like she's for a minute not paying attention to the fact that like her face is swelling up, but like her servants probably noticed.
Yeah, maybe you're just like touching the side of your face. And that's the closing shot, right? Is the slow pan up, the fade out of Miro's ramblings, the fade in of the end credits music, and then we fade to the credits.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. All right.
Yes. I love it.
Okay, Dave, if you had managed to hypnotize me, what were you going to command me to do?
I was going to tell you to like kneel down, and then we were going to do a summoning ritual.
Assist me.
Kneel. Be still.
Cool.
Be still
Saved.
while I summon yet another failed angel.
No, probably my dead husband, right?
Yep. I can actually potentially do that one
Definitely
as
could
well.
potentially do that. Yep. No, I'm going to command you. I only get a few words. Get hitched. Okay, so let's do some awards
Cool.
here.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Ender, for failing that test and putting Elf through the required truth. That was so good. You're lucky you didn't run into anybody who knows any better to ask, right? Like the queen. It was a gamble.
Ah!
All right, let's see.
That was so close to being real bad for me.
Yeah,
I mean, it was pretty
what I figured
anyways,
was what I
but-
figured with that whole thing is like I'm not being compelled to blurt the truth. I'm being compelled to not tell
You
lies.
cannot lie. Yep.
So I can force myself not to say anything,
Mhm.
but also not a single person believed me. I told the queen and the king of treason.
Yeah, and they didn't believe you. Turns out that's what you get for being the fool.
Yeah.
All right, so manifesting your beliefs in a convincing or entertaining manner. I saw lots of that. Let's talk about what it was. Elf, what beliefs did you manifest in a interesting way today?
Well, one of them is kind of nixed because I never really fixed it, so it just is useless. But I need to get back in the king's good graces. I'll bring him the gift of blackmail.
You
It's
tried
pretty-
so fucking hard.
Yeah.
I mean,
you did bring him the gift of blackmail. He just didn't.
He did. It didn't work out. You definitely get the fate for it, but you can now change it if you want to something else, or I'll make him believe me, or you can write about Agatha. Like I'll get her to accidentally spill some shit in front of the queen, etc.
So if you do the thing, but it just they don't the outside person doesn't she brought him the blackmail. She did it.
But it didn't get her in the king's good graces, right? Like
Oh,
you brought
so
the
the
gift,
first
but it
part
didn't.
is-
Yeah, it's qualified by the fact that it didn't really work out. Okay, so you get fate for that one for sure. Anything else for your beliefs, Joy?
No, because the one of them was basically whatever, and the other one was about Agata, and we didn't interact at all. So.
Okay, let's talk about her. Agatha, you certainly attempted to find the cause of the winter
So I
curse.
attempted to find the cause of the thing. Did I remind
Fate,
our fool of the
fate,
power of
fate,
way?
fate. Now, Persona. When you tell Joy what happened, when you're like, "Yeah, that was me, asshole."
Yeah, I mean, Joy is definitely aware that you fucked her up. Whatever it was your fault.
We
but,
made the point
yeah.
that you could taste and tell that it
I
was.
can-
Oh, no,
yeah, I can
that's
tell.
right.
Yeah,
That's right.
I
You
made
do
a point
already
of
know.
being like,
Yeah,
fucking
definitely.
know it's me.
Persona for that one for sure. Yep.
Okay, great.
I
and
forgot about
then
that bit.
Still haven't gotten a chance to email my witch sisters, but we'll get there.
Email my
Coven.org.
witch.
Okay.
None of my instincts came up in a way that complicated my life. It just let me do a thing, which was have already been cursing.
Yes. No. So you're fine.
character.
Joy, any of your instincts?
Oh, instinct wise, no.
No.
Confront every boast with an ugly truth didn't really come up. Nobody talked of God to me in this game.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
no.
All right. So that's good for beliefs and instincts. Do we want to do each character all together? Because I know. Yeah, let's do that. So Joy, yeah, you're very off kilter at the beginning, so definitely take the point for that. Take a fate.
Yes.
And
Sweet.
yeah, I think you used your traits to your advantage, but none of them
None of them really got her in trouble.
got you in trouble. Yeah.
No, I mean, I thought broken was gonna come up for sure, and I sort of played into it in terms of there's not really anything I can do against the king here.
The
If he
problem
tells
is
me
you
to
have
go
to be
away.
commanded. For
Yeah,
Broken
that's
to-
the thing.
Well, I think
Or,
I mean you have to be commanded for the mechanical thing to kick in. The broken part is just giving up when someone is like, "Do what I say," for you to be like, "Okay." Like, this is terrible for me. Broken is really depressing because it means we have to see your character be like say no to a thing that would be good for you, or not fight when you should, to just accept your fate.
Mhm.
Yeah.
to just deny
Scapegoat didn't come up either because
blamed you for anything.
nobody blamed me. They didn't believe me, but they didn't blame me. And Aura of Innocence like didn't help me at all.
No.
So
Agatha.
I don't think any of my instincts, or sorry, any of my traits rather.
No, I mean you use yours to do
trouble.
good things instead.
I mean, a side note, keen taste is the only reason that I knew it was Agatha.
yeah, there was no roll there, and it
Yeah,
helped
I
you.
didn't
It helped you.
I didn't think
not
so. I'm
complicate
just
it, but
throwing it
yeah,
out there.
Definitely, yeah. It was important, but yeah, not for this.
Yeah, no, I didn't have any. I didn't really interact with other people this time around. We just saw me like doing magic and
Yep.
stuff. So.
Which is fine.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Lady Alessandra.
Yes.
Beliefs. Did you resolve any of your beliefs or just work towards them?
No, but one of them is not going to work anymore.
That's right. It's true.
Because I haven't been able to talk to the king at all since the first session, so that one's not been worked on. Reza was a problem, became a problem, and now it's not up to me to find someone suitable to distract him because he wouldn't listen if I tried.
Yes. You have that belief needs to be rewritten.
Yes, it does. And I didn't talk to Agatha either, so none of my beliefs. I feel like the way that I was acting around Miro was definitely me attempting to feel out how to ingratiate myself to them, being obsequious and like deferential.
You didn't just tell him to fuck off.
Yeah, which I would. I mean, maybe, but so I think that I did that.
Mm-hmm.
When I meet someone new, try to ingratiate myself. Also, I was all like, "Oh, this winter thing, right?" I didn't get to redirect violence away from my person because there was no one to redirect it to, and I wasn't alone. So it didn't use that one. My character traits, I think, independent really harmed me here
Yes.
a lot.
You could have played nice.
Yeah. And ambitious as well, because it's like I don't gain anything from being married to Reza. I gain things from being married to like other people who I'm not already a part of their family. So
Yep, got it.
so is that
that's
two?
3 total for you.
3 total fate points. Okay. Well,
Okay.
I'm back where I started, I guess. It's not nothing.
Brother Miro.
Okay. In terms of belief, first one, I don't think so. I didn't get to do anything with Agatha. I will be though. Second belief, I must find a way to make people understand me. I think I worked on today. I tried to use my divine inspiration spell to make me better at talking to people. That's the first time I'd attempted that. And that is part of my belief that I need to find ways to make people understand me.
Okay.
I think that's fate. I worked on Father Robillard is key to interpreting the angel's will. I'll speak to Lady Alessandra on his behalf. I got partway through that, but that's not resolved by any stretch.
Yeah, fate for those for sure.
And I think in that case as well, my special belief, God is dead, I'll bring him back. I'll learn who holds the secrets of rebirth. I was also working towards because Father Robillard is part of that belief.
Yeah, that's secondary though. Like you can't have. I think one for Robillard, and then you can work on the next one.
Yep. I'm going to change this one.
Yeah, you'd have to make it more specific, I think, to get points there.
Yeah. Instincts. I never ignored a potential sign of the angel's holy machinations. Made me late to stuff.
It did, yep.
I don't think necessarily having a religious aphorism detrimented me at all.
Well, it's not about detriment, but yeah, it didn't get you in trouble or create a difficult or awkward situation. So
no. So that's 1, 2, 3. In terms of traits, I went for violent. In terms of just straight up, just being like, yep, the best way to solve this moth problem is to hit myself with a poker.
Sure. Yeah.
I think likewise. Either zealot or demented in that situation definitely came up.
Yeah, I think demented makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing with like a lot of my traits overlap, so I don't feel like I get many of those
Okay.
to the same stuff. So I think that's 5 more fate this session.
Cool. I'll leave everybody to do their own steal and corruption if they need to. Let's get an update.
Wait.
So
Just getting smacked is steal, right?
yes, getting hurt is steal. Joy, what's your current persona and fate?
I'm at 1 persona and 7 fate.
Okay. Agatha, what are you at?
Sorry, skip me. Come back.
Okay. Alessandra?
I have 4 fate, no persona.
Okay. And Miro?
Oops, I've put the things in the wrong boxes. I have no persona, but I am up to 11 fate.
Jesus. All right.
And I'm
I spend
5 and
everything
2.
I could.
10, 11. You're, sorry, 5 and 2?
5 fate, 2 persona. Yeah.
Perfect. Okay. All right. Good work, everybody. So feel free to reimagine your beliefs and instincts for next time if you want to adjust them in any particular way. I think we should, barring unforeseen circumstances, just be able to play same time as usual next week. Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Wicked. Good job, everybody. I love this game so much. I'm having such a great time. I am glad to be back.
It is so good.
Cool.
Mhm.
Well, let's shout it out. Let's do that thing. Blue Jay, aka Lady Alessandra, why don't you go first today?
Sure. My name is Blue Jay. I'm a horrible, shitty, manipulative person in game,
Mhm.
but in real life, I'm only some of those things. You can find me at twitch.tv/bluejay or on Twitter at bluejay_712. You can find me here on Thursdays and Fridays, and next Saturday you'll find me on Roleplay. So that's pretty cool.
That's right.
Along with someone else.
Yeah, speaking of someone else, Elf, why don't you go next?
Oh, okay. Hello, assembled members of the court. I am Distracted Elf. This week, I can't lie. So when I tell you that you should go and follow twitch.tv/distractedelf, you know that it's true, at least, if not a good idea. I also am going to be on Roleplay the 22nd.
Mhm.
That's going to be fun.
Mhm.
For some like wrestling action. That'll be pretty great. Yeah, this again next week and lots of other stuff that I do in between. But you can check that out on my channel. I don't have to talk about it here.
Awesome.
All of that's true, by the way.
That's true. Yeah, you can't lie. Dave, aka Brother Miro. Where can
Everyone,
people find you on the internet?
They can find me on Twitter at Dave_the_human. Yeah, thanks everybody for coming and watching. I'm super glad to be back and playing again. I really missed it. I really, really like this campaign. I have not had a campaign where I've enjoyed just going an entire session, just fucking every single roll spectacular. And like, yes, I want to do that again and again and again and again. So yes, please come back for next week. I'm super excited as well. Yeah, that's it.
Good stuff. Thanks, Dave. And last but not least, Andrew. You're muted.
You're
Andrew.
muted.
I mean, we could try to guess. We could try to guess what you're saying.
Read
I
my
was
lips.
getting ready to be muted this whole game.
So when I am not brutally hexing Elf's characters and making them sad, you can find me on Monday nights on Elf's channel, brutally hexing her characters and making them sad.
It's true.
And you can also tune in Friday afternoon following the Sprawl to check me out as I work on my game Girl by Moonlight, which is a magical girl anime like game based on Blades in the Dark. I'm going to be developing the like Madoka inspired series playbook, so lots of dark, tragic horribleness to come. So you can come check that out.
So
It's worth adding that you got a lot of positive feedback at Go Play Northwest, didn't you? I know you ran a bunch of it.
I was really overwhelmed by all of that, and I don't want to talk about it because I get a bunch of feelings and I can't handle it.
Don't take our word for it.
yeah. So yeah, if folks want to check out any of the other cool stuff that everybody's doing, please go and give them a follow on your social media platform of choice. You can find me right here with these fine folks Thursdays and Fridays at 11 o'clock Pacific, and then I'm at Twitter Skinny Ghost, or twitch.tv/Adam Coble, where I am going to be playing the crap out of some Dream Daddy as soon as it gets released. It's been delayed, so probably not tonight.
I was planning that today
I
as
know.
well.
That's
Damn
okay.
it.
It's coming out at like
I
8
just-
o'clock Pacific now.
What
I
will
just
you do
really
without
need-
your daddy?
I
Nothing.
just really need a daddy.
Nothing.
So yeah, come back next week for more of this action, but stick around if you're interested in the Sprawl. I'm going to be doing prep for our next Sprawl mission, which is happening tomorrow. I'm be doing that right after this stream. So we'll take the stream down, I'll bring it back up with the timer, and then we'll get started. So stick around for that. Otherwise, we will see you next week for more Burning Wheel. Thanks for coming, everybody. This is, as always, a delight. See you later. Bye.